My lovely student, today I want to share something truly personal with you, my story about how I learned English from absolutely zero. Now, this isn't going to be a boring list of grammar rules or a lecture about vocabulary drills. No. This is about the real journey, the struggles, the embarrassing moments, the little wins that made my heart smile, and of course, the secret techniques I discovered along the way that made all the difference. As I tell you what happened, I'll also give you tips, practical, human, and battle-tested, so you can use them in your own learning. So, take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's walk this road together. Part 1. The beginning. Feeling lost but curious. When I first started learning English, I felt like I had landed on another planet. I remember trying to say the word vegetables and ending up mumbling something no one could understand. It was frustrating. Painfully frustrating. There were moments I thought, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'll never get it. But then, something inside me refused to give up. I had this deep curiosity, this fire that wanted to understand the songs I loved, to enjoy movies without subtitles, to have real conversations with people from other countries. My lovely student, if you feel lost now, know that you're not alone. And more importantly, remember this: curiosity is your best teacher. Ask yourself, why do you want to learn English? Is it for travel? For work? For love? For fun? Keep that reason close to your heart. Because on the days you want to quit, that reason will keep you going. Part 2. Learning from real life, not just books. In the beginning, I made the classic mistake. I thought learning English meant memorizing every grammar rule in a big, heavy book. And yes, grammar is important, but it's not the magic key. The real progress came when I started connecting English to my daily life. I listened to songs, not just for the music, but for the lyrics. I watched TV shows, not to be entertained only, but to pick up natural expressions. I spoke to friends, even if my sentences were broken and full of mistakes. And here's my golden rule. When I learned a new word, I never let it just sit in my notebook. For example, when I learned the word delicious, I didn't just write it down, I used it immediately. I'd tell my friend, "This pizza is delicious." Or I'd post on social media, "I had a delicious cake today." When you use a word right away, it becomes part of you. My tip for you: surround yourself with English in every corner of your day. Label the objects in your home. Think in English while you're cooking or walking. Make English your daily companion, not just your homework. Part 3. The power of listening. Listening, my lovely student, is the first big key that unlocked English for me. Before I could speak with confidence, I simply listened. I listened to songs, to news, to podcasts, sometimes without understanding more than one or two words. And that's okay, because listening is like planting seeds in your brain. You don't see the growth right away, but it's happening. I remember listening to a short podcast about travel. At first, it was just noise. But after listening to it every day for a week, suddenly I caught phrases like, pack your bags and ready to go. The trick is, don't just listen once. Listen again and again and again. Choose something short, maybe a 2-minute video. Listen today, then tomorrow, then next week. Notice how your understanding grows each time. This is how your brain learns patterns, rhythm, and the natural music of English. Part 4. Speaking without fear. One of my biggest problems, I was terrified to speak. I thought people would laugh at my mistakes, and sometimes they did. But then I realized, if I wait until I'm perfect, I'll never speak at all. So one day, I made a decision. Speaking badly was still better than staying silent. I started small. I greeted my neighbor in English. Good morning, I ordered coffee. Can I have a cappuccino, please? I asked for directions. Excuse me, where is the bus stop? Were my sentences perfect? Number. Did I make mistakes? Absolutely. But with every attempt, my confidence grew. My tip for you, speak from day one. Even if your sentence is just hello or I like coffee, say it. The world is not waiting for your perfect English. It's waiting for your voice. Part 5. Writing as a memory tool. At first, I thought writing in English was boring, like school homework. But then I discovered something powerful. Writing helped me remember. I started a small habit, writing 3 to 5 sentences every night. Sometimes about my day. Today I went to the park. Sometimes about my feelings. I feel happy because I saw my friend. Sometimes about my plans. Tomorrow I will cook pasta. And here's the magic. If I learned a new word, I used it that same night. When I learned excited, I wrote, I am excited for the weekend. That sentence stayed in my head far longer than if I had just read it in a book. Writing is like taking a photo of your learning. It freezes the moment in your memory. Part 6. Learning from mistakes. Mistakes used to scare me. I thought they meant I was bad at English. But over time I realized mistakes are my best teachers. Every time I made a mistake, I remembered the correction much longer than anything I got right. Once I said, I very like pizza. And my friend laughed kindly and said, no, you should say, I really like pizza. That moment was embarrassing, but I never forgot it. Another time I asked in a store, where is milk? And the shopkeeper replied, you mean, where is the milk? I learned the importance of the right then and there. My lovely student, don't hide from mistakes. Every mistake is proof that you are trying. And every correction is a gift. Part 7. Finding a community. Learning alone can feel lonely, but learning with others is exciting. I joined online English groups where we practiced speaking in video calls. I made friends from different countries. We corrected each other. We encouraged each other. And sometimes we even played English word games. I remember one classmate from Japan who was struggling with pronunciation. And I could help her, just like someone had helped me before. That felt amazing. My tip for you: find your learning tribe. It could be a language exchange partner, a small study group, or even an online chat room. When you learn with others, you grow together. Part 8. Making it fun. If learning feels like a punishment, your brain will resist. That's why I made English fun for myself. I watched stand-up comedy. Even if I didn't understand all the jokes, I enjoyed the laughter. I played word games like Scrabble. I even changed my phone settings to English, so every time I checked the time or opened an app, I was reading English without even thinking about it. My lovely student, fun is the secret ingredient most learners forget. When you laugh, when you enjoy yourself, your brain learns faster. Part 9. Staying consistent. Here's the truth. English is not a one-week project. You can't master it in 10 days, but you can improve every single day if you're consistent. Even 15 minutes a day is powerful, if you do it every day. When I was busy, I didn't try to study for hours. Instead, I set small goals. Learn 5 new words, watch 1 short video, or write 2 sentences. Over time, those little moments added up to big progress. My tip: don't wait for the perfect time to study. Use the time you have, even if it's short. Part 10. Never stopping the journey. Even now, years later, I still learn new English words. I still hear new expressions in movies, and I still make mistakes. Yes, even your teacher. But here's the beautiful part. I see English not as a subject, but as a lifelong friend. A friend I talk to every day. A friend that connects me to people all over the world. My lovely student, learning doesn't end when you pass a test. It continues every time you listen, speak, read, or write. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. So, that's my story. From a confused beginner who couldn't say vegetables, to someone who can teach and inspire others in English every day. And you know what? If I can do it, you can too. Remember, be curious, connect English to your daily life, listen a lot, speak without fear, write to remember, welcome mistakes, find a community, make it fun, stay consistent, and never stop. Your English journey is not a race. It's a road. And every step you take is progress.